warroomsports.com. Get that mobile app.
What up, everybody out there in War Room Nation? Welcome to another episode of Inside the War Room, brought to you, of course, by War Room Sports and Sports the Book. Make sure you check out Sports the Book at warroomsports.com or at sportsthebook.com. We're here to talk a few minutes about the big news that just came down the pike. Kevin Durant, who yesterday was 80-90%, going to sign back with OKC. He has bolted. He has signed a 2-year, $54.3 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. Now, we all knew that Golden State was in the sweepstakes, along with San Antonio, along with OKC, and I guess Boston. A few other players that came in the mix at the last minute. Yeah, you could shout out Boston, but they never really had a chance. And remember, 2 years ago they was talking that he coming home to the Wizards stuff. I don't even think he met with them. He didn't even make the trip home. Anyway, if you guys listen to our critically acclaimed podcast, The War Room, we kind of differ on this whole aspect of the league, but we're just going to come on here and let you guys know how we feel. We just got out of our GroupMe app, War Room Sports Game Time on GroupMe. Make sure you guys join that if you like to talk sports. Just get the GroupMe app in the iOS store or the Google Play Store, or you can go to our website, our Facebook page, and look for our post there that gives you a link that goes directly to that. Usually we talk sports during live games on the GroupMe app, on the War Room Sports Game Time. But, when things happen, especially free agency, things have been going on every day. The conversations have been, what the young fellas might call, lit. All right, fellas, what do you guys think about Kevin Durant joining up with the team that just ended his season?
Well, let me say a couple words before B. Austin goes off. First thing, I just want to say shout out to Sports the Book, sportsthebook.com. That's one. Two, I want to send a shout out to the logo, Jerry West, because, like you said, from everything I was reading, he seemed to be going back to OKC. Then I saw that Jerry West made a phone call and told him that his mom was tied up in the Brooklyn basement. So the next thing I know, my man is making a different decision. But like Dev said, anyone who listens
the real MVP, man.
Anyone who listens to any of our content know that this is one of those things that we just don't agree on for different reasons, albeit. Dev and B. Austin, are about competitive greatness and all that. I look at it completely different. I look at it just like I always talk about how sports is a microcosm of the world, and I see this as no different. I don't romanticize about the game the way I once did and thought that people cared. First of all, we have this thing as sports fans where we think that the players even care about winning to begin with, and some of them just don't. Not talking about KD specifically, but I look at this as no different than the way 10, 20, 30 years ago when our parents got a job and they stayed at the same job the entire time.
But wait a minute, if I could cut you off for a minute, though, I think, but that's why these dudes do this, because of the pressure of winning. If you go this long in your career and you don't win, let me go off and team up with these guys since they already won or they already ready to win. Or we can get a group that's ready. I think it is about winning, but it's just the way that these cats are going about it. So I kind of don't agree with that. I think it is about winning.
Ninjas. I wasn't talking about KD specifically. I'm just saying in general, in terms of romanticizing the game. One of the things that we do is we think that everyone cares about
everybody.
With everybody. I'm just talking about in general. That's just one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is these guys, to me, are smarter, right? So they have more information, more data. They're literally sitting on the shoulders of giants, and they see what kind of power they have. They see how they can literally become LeBron is his own GM at this point. They kind of are making the GMs obsolete. These guys are determining which teams they play for, and it's no different to me than it is in any other aspect of business. One of the analogies I gave in our GroupMe app, and shout out to everybody in our GroupMe app, is that, if I use the analogy of Instagram, right? When Instagram was the hottest social network on the market, it was competing with the big boys. And literally, it super teamed up with Facebook because it was a better opportunity for the long term. I look at that as no different than what's going on in the world of the NBA. I shouldn't say sports.
That's money moves, though, Jim. Even though you're popular and your valuation says one thing. Who said Instagram had the kind of dough to sustain what they needed to sustain? It's not
Well, I
the
mean,
same thing, man.
because they did have the ability to raise capital. See, now if you look at someone like Snapchat, and this conversation is going way left, they got offered $1 billion the same way Instagram did, but they took the approach of we want to compete with them as opposed to joining.
Yeah, Snapchat, we want to compete. Say it again.
So they want to compete.
Snapchat is that business.
No,
I'm about to join Snapchat.
So what I'm saying is, it's different. It's different strategies.
Jim, we
different strategies.
Era. I come to a quiet town, I tie it down, and I make this lie it down.
It's not that era no more.
That's
the bottom line. It's not that era, B. Austin. So it's just not that era.
You gotta like it though, man. I gotta accept it.
And I'm not saying that you have to like it, Dad, but I'm pretty sure there were 3 dudes, right, who had the same argument when the forward pass came about. Oh man, this game is soft. They want to throw the ball forward. It's supposed to run the damn ball every down. Like it's just not what it is.
The L's off too, but you know.
But what I'm saying is, to me, I look at sports is nothing but entertainment to me at this point. And Dev, you made a great point in our group about how I look at
that guy right. I feel bad. If that's what you feel,
I feel bad for you because you're still holding on.
Jimmy just was talking about how I made a good point. And then, by the way, if you guys out there watching for the first time, I'm Dev. I don't think I said that in the beginning. My name not coming up on the bottom for some reason, but that's who I am. Go ahead.
We ain't been here so long, Dev. I forgot to introduce you today.
I forgot how to break it down. We didn't get our 1 minute,
But no, B. Austin, the point you made was you came from a different era, all that. But the point that Dev made in the group was he was like, well, you look at like you're type guy at this day and age that will watch a TV show over a finals game. Shout out to Game of Thrones because I did do that. But the point I was making is.
I said that in the other John, though, Jim. I wasn't trying to play in front of them strangers.
Oh, no, it's all great. No, but the funny thing is, as you were saying it, I was making a similar point because that is essentially what it is. You said you feel sorry for me, B. Austin, but I feel sorry for you because you're literally holding on to a time that will never exist again.
No, because you don't have – your son is yet to be born. He's on the way, and you're going to have to tell that young man that it's all about entertainment. It's not about competitive greatness. It's not about winning. We're going to go team up with that other kid that could bust your ass so that he don't bust your ass no more.
I've been on the other side of those arguments, though. I've been on the other side of those arguments where the old ornery man tells me it'll never be like it was, yada, yada.
But that's discounting what we're saying because we're not the old ornery men. We're not that old yet. Like, we're not at a point where it's like.
No, not chronologically. Yeah. But the way you're talking about the game, you do sound like the old ornery man.
So competition is obsolete? That's what you're telling me. Competition is obsolete.
That's what these games were. I thought they were games of competition.
These are games of amusement. They're games of amusement.
I guess they are games of amusement. A wise man told us that these are games of amusement.
Just games of amusement.
He was right, man. I got a touche.
It's the truth, man.
Allahu Akbar, alhamdulillah. Yo. Listen, man. My point in this is I'm a little disappointed in Kevin. I don't know the situation surrounding the decision that he made, but I believe from a speculative standpoint that when Jerry West made that phone call, maybe it was Jerry West, but maybe there was another voice on the line that sounded something like this. Listen, Paisan, you've got to make a decision. You can be rich and famous, or you can win. Which is it? Okay? All right. So I think that, maybe that happened, but no, all jokes aside, I'm a little disappointed because, not that we have a personal relationship with Kevin, but we've seen him mature and been a little bit closer to that than a lot of other people, having been in the DC area, having been, even on basketball courts with him. As he was growing up.
Having him bust our team's ass when we was coaching high school.
He was coaching high school.
Go ahead, get it out the way, man.
It beat us by 100. It beat us by 170. But no, I actually
don't say what the score was. Just they beat the hell.
I played with him a couple times, and not that doesn't give an insight into who he is as a man or as a player, as a business person. I just feel like he wasn't a banana boat boy to me, and this puts him.
He took shots. He fired shots at how the league was going a few years ago with the, these dudes ain't competitive and this and that. He's worse than LeBron to me right now.
This subscribes to participation. This
is worse, yo.
Do you see?
This,
because
this
I find
subscribes
I,
to participation trophies.
No, but hold on
This is
though, 'cause Dev
participatory.
just made another good point, man. And I'm trying to stop, I'm not trying to Richard Rod Dev, but the point he made was that this is worse than LeBron, and that's kind of an argument I've been having online as well.
Worse.
Yo, shout out to everybody who text messaged me because my phone was blowing up like I was getting a cut of his deal.
You're the sports guy. You got to be used to
Yeah,
that.
no. But here's the thing though. And one of the things people kept asking me, and I'm just going to bring it to you guys, is this
Well, you know,
worse
people
than
trying to defend LeBron, so they're happy this happened.
Yeah, is this worse than LeBron? So I saw it from both sides. People defending LeBron, and then people,
Yeah,
going both ways.
this is LeBron. LeBron is definitely in the grand scheme of things worse because he's the catalyst. He's the flag bearer for the banana boat generation. But this is worse. This is worse because KD took shots, as Dev, this is not Richard Rod Dev Day, but he took shots at this. Like, he was one of the dudes that had an old head in his ear that told him, like, yo, that's soft. Like, that's whack. Don't go play with him. Beat up on him. Like, get good and whoop their ass. Like,
now, I hear you, and I definitely hear you.
We can't beat El DeBarge. We can't beat El DeBarge, so we're going to get one of them keyboards and a guitar and go join the band.
But here's the thing. I
us.
still think LeBron may be worse because LeBron got on national TV to disrespect his home state. Like,
Well,
my man held a press conference.
The way he did it.
Because to me, the only thing wrong with what LeBron did was the decision. To me, that was way disrespectful. But I think that's like, an interesting dynamic because you have the LeBron fans who are like, see?
But Jimmy, he shot at it. Kevin Durant shot at it. He shot at it. Just like we're shooting at it, like he was.
I get that.
But it's not even. I'll give you another reason why I think it's worse. And me and Jimmy had this argument in the group me. Shout out to the group me app. Y'all got to join that. The War Room Sports Game Time. We had an argument about this because Jimmy was like, he used the analogy, okay, if I could go play with my homies, and I was telling Jimmy, like, they can say what they want now. Mm-hmm. Everybody gonna act like they homie. I don't think these dudes were homies. Okay, LeBron and Wade, they're obviously homies. Obviously we're homies. Bosh was
might
just
be a little more than homie.
Shout out to Gabrielle Union.
I think that's totally different. Not that I'm excusing that because LeBron and Dwayne Wade were two of the biggest rivals in the Eastern Conference. So for them to get together, to me, come on, man, that's bonky. I don't even know what that means. But this situation, I don't think these dudes are friends. So what this dude did, LeBron teamed up with his friends and made a championship team. This dude joined a championship team. And you can give him the same flack because we say LeBron's the best player on the planet and this and that. Well, if he's the best, Kevin Durant is probably the second best player on the planet. He joined a championship team. He didn't get with his homies and said, let's go to this sunny place and play. This dude joined a team who was supposed to run over the Cavs. They're supposed to be back-to-back champs. It's not like they really, really needed help like that. He ran to them cats.
Kevin Durant is not interested in being the greatest of all time. Not that he ever would have got there.
But see, and be off, and here's the thing, though.
He knows he can't get it, so he's like.
But here's the thing, though, and I kind of agree with you on that point.
Stop bitching.
Here's what I agree with you on that point. And maybe he doesn't even give a maybe he doesn't care about being the best player
Obviously
ever.
not.
You know what I'm saying? Because
this is obvious.
One thing that really
he's cool with being beta.
His
name is Beta Durant.
I mean, because even when you think about it, even in OKC, he kind of took a back seat in leadership to Russell.
Kevin Gamma, now he's not even a beta male now.
And negative shout out to the dude who texts me talking about, yeah, he did it because he ain't gonna never win one with Westbrook. Whatever. Westbrook probably was never gonna win one with KD.
Well, not only that, the way I looked at it,
slandering Westbrook. Westbrook is that dude.
I think that he probably had a conversation with Westbrook, and Westbrook was like, "Look, don't make your decision on me. I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
But if they're homies, I don't know if they're homies. This is what I always thought, and this is what I'm trying to tell people when I'm, because shout out to my homie in the group me, John, that keep bringing up stuff that I never even said. But I never said, LeBron had to stay in Cleveland. I never said that Kevin Durant had to stay in OKC. Loyalty does not exist. I'm gonna say that loud and clear. Loyalty does not exist, nor do I think it should exist in professional sports on either side of the coin. F loyalty. I'm just talking about softness. Like, come on, dog. I like, even if him and Russell, they already played together. So if you wanted to do something like, all right, go to the Lakers. I'm going to leave next year and go home. We'll be the same duo in another city. We'll probably be able to get some nice free agents to come there. Whatever you do, if you're LeBron, if you're Kevin Durant, go somewhere and make these dudes come to you. That's like, even if y'all want to super team up, semi-super team up, I just don't see the faces of the game leaving to go join other people. I'm just not with that, man.
Yeah, and I totally understand where you're coming from.
SOFF.
But again, I just don't care as much as like you guys do about that aspect of it, because for me, this is sort of like and I hate to use the analogy. I'm not even going to use my Game of Thrones analogy, but people are literally being strategic, right? So they don't look at it as being soft. They're like, look, I'm putting this chessboard out here. If I go here, I know I can go here. No, they're literally becoming their own GMs.
Being gay, that doesn't make it not gay.
All right, listen.
Listen, I'm being serious. All jokes aside, these dudes are literally like determining where they want to play and who they want to play with.
Yo, but it's I see it. I know that.
And I know what you're saying. You're saying that LeBron and KD are the 1 and 2 best players. And it's kind of like they joined someone else's team.
It's like even if you choose the team,
it's to the detriment of the league, though. It's to the detriment.
And that's a whole nother part of this whole argument. But to me, the one thing we've always questioned about KD and LeBron anyway, before they even left any of these teams, was whether they were the alpha male. We all said that Westbrook ran that team. LeBron is always kind of LeBron even in Cleveland sometimes takes a backseat.
Yeah, he just didn't have one with him. Yeah, so it was more puzzling.
So the thing about it
is, who is LeBron deferring to?
This is not shocking to me at all, because even when you look at Steph, I don't look at Steph as being an alpha male. Draymond Green is the leader of that team. From the way I look at it, when I see that team and I see the heart and soul of that team and who they respond to, Draymond seems to be the leader of that team more so than Steph. So the top 3 players in the league all are beta males.
And then hold up, and then you go join a team where this man kicked your man in the nuts. Like that ain't he's crowning like Steven Adams. Like, yeah, you should have did that. Let me address 4 points. I'm gonna try not to gun, because I know we all gotta wrap. I just gotta address 4 points that people keep bringing up in these conversations. All right, let's start with the whole business thing. People keep talking about, well, it's a business and blah blah blah. Well, when you take less than what you could make, and I'm not even just saying in OKC, he could have signed a longer deal somewhere else. When you take less, and this was probably his doing, because he probably on LeBron, I'm gonna go here just to get my championships out the way, and then I'm gonna bounce in 2 years, blah blah blah.
He gonna have it coming home doing like LeBron. He got a 1-year opt out after the first year.
He gonna go to the Wizards. He gonna get his chips, and then he gonna go to the Wizards.
Yeah.
But listen, everybody who's saying it's a business, okay. I root for these dudes to make as much money as they possibly can over the span of their career, especially because they play in something. Unless you're one of the faces of the game and you're a great businessman, you know what I'm saying? Your windfall of cash is going to stop in your 30s.
Shout out to Dellavedova.
But these guys, they've built brands, and a lot of these guys like KD, LeBron, they're going to be brands long after they retire. Mm-hmm. So the business thing, it's like when people say that, miss me with that, because he took less money to go here, to team up with who should be the defending champs right now. All right, get the business thing out the way. Then you got the whole Nike power play. Now, I think a lot of people who say it in jest, but I think Jimmy says it in jest so much. Now, we know Nike is behind a lot of stuff that's going on in the last few decades.
Y'all already know that I'm a conspiracy theorist.
I know, but I think Jimmy says stuff so much, other people latch on, and in times where he might be in jest a little bit, y'all dead serious about this. Kevin Durant doesn't have to be anywhere near the Nike plant to make Nike money. Nike done already gave him, what, $300 million?
Yeah.
Like there's not much more incentive for Nike to place him somewhere on the West Coast.
It's not like he's going to redo his deal.
My homies is saying that. Y'all know who y'all are, but I got to address that.
Hold on, Dev, real quick. I want somebody to check his brokerage account today, though. He may not have got no more money, but Nike gave that boy something, man.
I know, but it's just like LeBron. Like, I'm convinced LeBron has secret equity in the Cleveland Cavaliers, because you just don't go back and play for this man who treated you like a runaway slave.
Yeah.
But that's something else.
That's our new thing, secret equity, man. KD got a bunch of secret equity.
They got secret equity, but still, what are they gonna tell Durant? Like, nah, because you gonna go somewhere else? Nah, you don't think Phil Knight want Durant in LA? Like, come on, man, go Knight. I ain't trying to hear all that. I mean, I get the whole angle. You putting them on the team with Steph. But, okay, then you're already being divisive on the team already. You're bringing him in so he can compete with the star of the team over some sneaker stuff. Like, they're supposed to be working together now. They teammates. So all of that stuff should be null and void. And if KD is going for that kind of stuff to join the team, then where is his head before he even get there? I'm sorry, y'all know I'm gonna. Let me get these.
Number 3.
Go ahead.
People talk about winning and all this kind of stuff. Okay, first of all, OKC, if he was gonna stay there, had a championship caliber team. They just were up 3-1 on this team and blew it on the court. So, whether or not we want to blame the white guys in suits, about putting teams together, okay, we can all do that. It's whatever you want to say. But Kevin Durant has always been on a team that competed for a championship minus the season where he was hurt. So winning, like, they already showed the potential to ball with any of these teams who are in the top echelon of the league. So it's not about that. And it's not about money, obviously. I mean, of course it is about winning because he probably figures he can go and get one easy now and then he can do whatever he wants to do. And lastly, I'm going to come to this whole thing about power. People keep talking to me, and I don't disagree with the whole power, and there's a lot of people out there who's upset that, these young black dudes are exercising their power and they're creating their own destiny. Okay, that's fine and good. And there's a certain percentage of the population that we can have that conversation with. But when you're talking to me, miss me with that, man. I'm not talking about power. I'm glad for all of the power, money, and all the stuff these guys have. I'm talking about what B. Austin's always talking about, and that's competitive greatness, man. KD did not have to go run to the dude. Like, the new slogan of the league should be, if you can't beat them, join them. Like, he didn't have to run to the Golden State Warriors of all teams.
Competition.
Flex his power. He flexed nothing but his softness in that situation.
Now I just want to say,
have that conversation with them.
But that conversation that I was having wasn't necessarily for you, but I have seen that. There's always no, I got you, but there's always this racial undertone when it comes to that. Even when you see the contracts that the E League has been handing out, and we all think a lot of these are egregious, but there's always that racial undertone when you start talking about people, and eventually it comes out. And I'm not talking to everyone, because I know I'm going to get criticism for saying this on the show. I'm not talking to everyone, but I have had the conversations where it starts to ooze out, that white supremacy starts to ooze out, and that's a problem. Which is why they don't have a problem.
It's just insulting to me that people are talking to me about that. Like,
I got you. Which is why you have pitchers who make $31 million and pitch every 3 to 4 days. No one has any problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
All them dudes get paid 90 million acres and 26,000 mules. Right?
But at the same time, though, with this whole argument, I just kind of see this completely different than you guys do. I understand your argument of competitive greatness, and also I know what B. Austin is going to hit me with. Just because it's the way it is doesn't mean you have to agree with it. And it's not that I'm agreeing with it. I just have come to the understanding that this thing of ours, the way we romanticize it, that is gone. It's gone. And it's not that I agree with it being gone, but I understand why it's gone when you take a step back and look at the business aspect from not only the players but from the owners. You see that this is nothing but a game of amusement, a game of entertainment, and I mean the competition will still be there, but the fact of the matter is there's way too many teams, and the league was going to ish before even LeBron went to Miami. The league was already kind of terrible. It was very, very difficult to watch the ticket before LeBron went to. So now it's even more difficult.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Therein lies my major point. The league, we are like you said, before LeBron even did all of that, we thought the talent level in the league was down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's very top heavy. There's some good superstars in the league. Mm-hmm. The talent level in the league was down. So if the talent level in the league was down, all those top heavy dudes shifting and joining the same team makes it even worse.
Now on top, let me throw the TV deal on top of that. Now you're paying Tyler Johnson, James LeFleur. Yo, who are these people? LeFleur. I mean, yo,
and I get that.
Jimmy, who is Evan Fournier?
Yo, I don't know. I think he was just at LA Fitness with me this morning. But listen,
and he's worth $100 million.
Yo,
the real MVP.
listen, 40 acres and a mule. Listen, all I'm saying is this.
And I'm happy for him.
But now the league is going. I don't even gotta be good to get paid, so why even work?
It's kind of already been that way though. Once the contracts are guaranteed,
I'm good.
it's kind of already
man,
been that
it ain't
way.
always been.
Yo, listen, man. The bottom line is there's way too many teams. There's way too many teams.
Yeah,
way too many teams. And this doesn't help it, Dev. I agree this doesn't help it, but to me, that's why I'm for super teaming, because I'm looking forward to the time when, you know, there's only 6, 7, 8 teams that you even need to watch. It's more time for you to watch Big Brother, Game of Thrones. Like, yo, I am trying to. Listen, man. I have this theory. Right? I have this theory that as a society we are kind of going backwards, but with technology. Just in terms of the way, just in terms of look at the
quality of human beings are.
No, but peep this though. Peep this. I'm gonna give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about. You look at a company like Airbnb or even Uber or something like that. That's kind of going back to what we used to do in terms of how we live as a society. Even the way we communicate now with emojis and pictures is kind of regressing back in the day. And this is the full theory.
Everybody's taking their own power back.
It's kind of a thing. So it's kind of where we're going as a society. Like I said, I always look at sports as a microcosm in the world. So I'm Jim, somewhere else at it.
That don't stop taxi cab drivers from physically assaulting Uber drivers.
It doesn't.
They competitive.
It doesn't.
They got competitive ratings. They don't like that.
But they about to be out of here though. But here's my point though, Dan. I understand where you guys are coming from, but I do also believe that it's a little bit of romanticism and also a little bit of a, you know, looking back to the past and things you grew up watching. Like, I literally saw someone put a post today, Reggie Miller would never do this. Reggie Miller never was relevant anyway. Who gives a damn what Reggie Miller would do?
That's my thing. Like, I'm not even. Sometimes people over-romanticize with the past, like telling us what guys would have done and what they wouldn't have done. Like, I don't know who would have done what. I just know that we lived in a society where this wasn't the norm, or it wasn't really thought about, or, you know. But now that it's on the brain, it's spreading to everybody. And
basketball is kind of like just another hustle for them. It's not the same thing. They still have,
that's the problem.
But hold on,
that's the problem. We ain't never gonna change that.
No,
it's the hustle now. It's like rapping. Nobody can rap no more because it's just a hustle.
Yeah, because here's the thing, they still have competitive greatness, but they're competing in different things. It's not on the court. They use the court as a way to propel themselves into doing other things. That's kind of where the game is. But the thing about it is, right? It's not that I agree with it, but I that's why I don't care as much as I used to, which is why I don't romanticize it, which is why I put it on the same thing as me watching Sons of Anarchy, because I understand that it's not what it once was. And anyone who reads the book knows that I grew up loving the game. Like, we literally call basketball the Costa Nostra. It's dead. Hip-hop is dead, basketball is dead.
I don't want to hear that.
I know you don't want to hear that.
I ain't with that.
I know y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want these cats to get off y'all lawn, and I get that.
Jimmy went in the lab and wrote some bars. Like, he's right. He came up with a song.
No, I don't think I came up with bars. I've been thinking about this since it happened. We've been on group meet going back and forth from, like, some of the stuff I'm literally reading off, and y'all got it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I mentioned to two of y'all on group meet. Like, y'all co-signing each other, and y'all ain't even saying the same thing. They just figure since you on the same side of the argument, I can just co-sign everything Jimmy say. I ain't say the same thing, man.
I ain't saying what we did. Shout out to you anyway, man. Yo, shout out to you.
Talking about I ain't invested in this no more. I'm watching.
But I'm agreeing with you when you said that. You pointed it out too, man.
That's what I'm saying. But the people that's co-signing with you, they talking a whole different mess. Like, that's where I separate myself from stuff like that. Like, if I'm on the internet and I'm on the same side of an argument with dude, I still check a dude if he's saying some nonsense. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. So, you know. we ain't here with it.
No, I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying, but I think that's the way. Like, I think you two guys are my brothers, man, and I think y'all don't want to let go. Let go, man. It'll make your life better, man.
No, I'm too competitive, man. No, I'm telling you, I don't even ball no more. But if I go to the park right now and I come, and if I come with my 5, if the 5 of us from War Room Sports go to the park right now, and you know 3 of us, we ain't what we once was, we ain't in shape or nothing like that. Like, I'm running with y'all. Like, the dudes that's out there, like, next. I'm not creeping over to the ball like, yo, let me your man look like his ankle hurt. Let me get on y'all squad. Like, I'll be a sub.
That is the whack.
And
listen, about that life, man. I'm not about that life. I get that.
I get that.
I'm too competitive.
And
we gonna ball until we beat these dudes or until I die.
And I totally get that, but that simplifies it. There's so many other things involved in this in terms of playing for OKC. We don't know what his relationship was like with Westbrook. We don't know how long he's wanted to get out of there anyway. Like, there's so many other factors. Yeah. It's not just
don't go join the team that beat your ass.
Go somewhere else. Why you gotta run to the champs? That's why I said, like, this for me is individual. I'm specifying here because I told you I think this is even worse than LeBron. Besides the fact that he, held us captive on TV for an hour.
Quick question.
I think it's worse than LeBron. You went and ran to who just beat you in the playoffs. You ran to a team that already won the chip. Don't even need you to win.
So that loss don't even mean nothing.
Let me clarify this for the people watching and listening. So I'm gonna ask both of you, Dev first. If he signs with Boston, you don't have the same reaction.
I don't have the same problem. Ain't no. He signs with Boston. Ain't no super team.
And how about
but
you?
But if dudes followed him to Boston, okay, that's on them dudes. I ain't
how
mad
about
at
you, Austin? Is it the team he signed with, or the fact that he left?
He could have signed with the Lakers for me.
I would have been cool with that.
The team he signed with.
It's the team he signed with. Especially for somebody who was firing shots at Cat's competitive, edge when they were doing this.
And I totally get that. And the thing about it is, he could have, come around and saw the light the same way I did. But the thing that I think about with him signing with Golden State is essentially by doing this, you put more pressure on yourself than going anywhere else. Because you're going to a team that just went 73-9 and went to Game 7 of the finals. So, like, what y'all supposed to win 80 games now? Like,
what I'm supposed to do with that?
Like, there's more pressure on you now with Golden State than there would have been in OKC, than it would have been in Boston or anywhere else. Now that you've joined Golden State, what's the bar going to be set at? So you kind of put more pressure on yourself.
Yo, with the way the salary,
that makes it worse. If you go
shoot
your shot and you go shoot your shot and you don't lose, then you look like a bigger idiot.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not excusing you, but what I'm saying is you have put that pressure on yourself. So for me, I look at it like, damn, is that the right move?
Without the constraint of the salary cap, I think Golden State maintains a lot of those roster spots, and you're right, there is pressure. There's certainly pressure on them, but it's not like that team is going to. It's not a LeBron situation.
Bogut
brings in three, 4 superstars, and then says, "Yo, go get me whoever AI ran with, and we cool. Pick them on the bench."
Bogut just went to Dallas. Bogut just went to Dallas, so that's where he's going. So Bogut's going.
That's a hurt move for him, but he picked up, Kevin Durant
with Festivus. Yeah. They left Festivus.
Festivus and Barnes, like peace. They can be replaced. Like anybody can shoot you out of the finals. You can pick me up to shoot you out of the finals.
They run in small ball, man. KD playing the 4
defense, because somebody did pull my coattail to that. Like, well, it hurts them on the defensive end. Now, but I think Festivus Ezeli, what he brings, can be replaced. You can go get any bum that's going to just lay it out on the line on defense.
You can go get Joel Anthony.
That's the name I was thinking about. That's the exact name I was thinking about. I just couldn't remember his name. That's the boy I was thinking about. You can get Ugly Boy
don't listen.
Like, come on.
Brendan Haywood always available. But listen,
Brendan Haywood's still in the league for what?
Here's the thing, though. They're running small ball. KD is going to have to play the 4. They running with Draymond at the 5.
Draymond at the 5.
Yeah, Iggy
playing the point center.
I mean, that's crazy because when you look at their starting 5, you literally have All-Stars, Olympians, and MVPs. And here's the crazy part. All of them in their prime.
I think they can still get a big to start games.
They're not going
to. I think they can get a big to start games.
They're not going to start.
40 minutes of hell, man. They're going to hire Nolan Richardson as a consultant.
Yeah. I think they'll play KD at the 3. Draymond at the 4, and they'll get a big just to start games. They'll probably, of course, go small in big situations. But
all jokes aside, though. All jokes aside, what do you guys think that Jerry West actually said to him when he called him? Because, I mean, at this point, you got to look at Jerry West. Is Jerry West a better front office person than he was a player at this point?
Well, this. First of all, Jerry West, he kind of empathizes with cats like LeBron and cats like
his finals record.
Yeah, real talk. And cats like KD because he went a long time without winning the championship. So anything they really do, like he's going to defend what they do. He's going to encourage it. He may have said something along the lines like, "Yo, go here, get your championship, and then do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to be able to take that away from you. It's the same thing with LeBron. I mean, he came back and won one in Cleveland, which you always say, Jim, is worth a whole lot more than just one anywhere else. But LeBron was – there were always going to be cats who were like, oh, well, he had to go to Miami and win one with Wade and Bosh. But whether we think that way,
basically,
I know, but listen, no, I'm not even taking a shot at you. There's always going to be people who are going to say that about his legacy, and they still might. They might say if it wasn't for that, he'd only have one. Or, you know, with Kyrie, he didn't come back and set that team up, he might not have none. But regardless of what people say in the long run, his name is in the record books. Those trophies are there. You're never going to be able to take that from him. So Jerry West might have told him to be on your don't care thing. Like, go there, win your championships, and then, you know, let your career play out the way it may. Like, don't care what people think.
Yeah,
that
because Jerry West at this point, like, his front office game is just as legendary as his hoop game. But
There's
it's interesting.
a different pressure for superstars to win chips these days.
And blame Michael Jordan. But and then it's also a situation, like you just made the point about how people always criticize LeBron for, you know, they're always going to do that. They did that with players of the past. I mean, as a Lakers fan, you know how many arguments I get into. It wasn't for Kareem, Magic this. But then they argue with Kareem. They say, wasn't for Magic, Kareem this.
Shit when Magic was
I've seen people even slander Dr. J. Like, if it wasn't
I think
for
people
Michael
forget
Malone,
how old Kareem was when Magic was winning chips with him.
Yeah,
I really do.
That's because Kareem was still competitive. Kareem was still giving Hakeem 40 and 20.
He was still nice, but he wasn't.
No, he wasn't the Kareem in his prime. No, he wasn't Lou Alcindor. No,
but people who try to slander Magic.
My point in saying that is they try to hold Magic against Kareem and Kareem against Magic. I've seen people do the same thing. I've seen the same thing. I've seen the same thing with Larry Bird. Like, he played with the best front court in the history of the game. I've seen the same thing happen with Dr. J.
Everybody gets overrated when they don't like you.
I've seen the same thing happen with Dr. J. Couldn't win until Moses Malone came there. I mean, Kevin
McHale is that dude, but do you know how many people, Jim, these days act like Kevin McHale was like?
But that's what it is. It all depends upon what your narrative is, what your point you're trying to make. You're going to slander him anyway. So the thing is, if you're going to be slandered anyway, go run and get your chip, because when history tells it, a lot of times they're not going to remember that. I mean, you'll have certain people who are trying to prove a point that'll go there, but for the most part, they won't. I mean, I've seen the same thing happen to Kane. 3 cuts in my fault. But
that'll be them old dudes, like, in the future, like when cars are flying, you know, trying to hold on to it like us, like, yo, because they know the history of the game, and everybody in that time period ain't gonna give a damn about the history of the game. They're gonna be holding on to it.
I mean, that's what it is, man. The bottom line with this is, like, we see this a different way, but I think overall it's just like, yo, the game that we grew up with is gone. I accept it. Y'all don't accept it. You know, God bless.
I don't accept it.
God bless.
Like I said,
I got to do the commercial.
I ain't going to the playground.
10 years from now, we're not even going to have football, so it's going to be nothing to even talk about football. So.
Let's go. All right, so look, man, in closing, I'm just going to say, if you can't beat them, join them. You brothers got any words before we get out of here?
Go ahead, B. Austin. I know you got some slander.
Hey, man. Just brush your hair in Oakland, man. Brush your hair.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to send a shout out to the Bay Area, E40 and all them dudes, man.
Yo, Mr. Fab.
Yo, you figure deal me, because I know that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's pretty, you ain't going to put an injured list no more. Salute to KD, man. Like, yo, control your own destiny, man. Like, you know what I mean? If this was a big brother, man, you made the right alliance.
KD, you was my home. Now you acting like you don't know me.
Hey, Dev, this is no different than Big Brother, man. He's looking at the board, trying to make the right alliance. He just joined it, you know what I mean?
No, I hate alliances, too.
Yeah, you do. You hate everything, man.
I hate everything.
Yo, Dev hates everything in life, though, so it don't matter.
Everybody competitive. Everybody want to do it off somebody else. Well, I mean, we do this off other people's money. But
you already know, man. Anyway, man, listen, man. Thanks to everybody who made it this far watching it. I just want to say this is going to be
rambling.
Yeah, we rambling. This is going to be on the podcast, too, so you can just listen to it. And give us your opinion. I know that people are going to hate what I say, but it's really how I feel about it, man. Yo, get your money.
Hate what I say too.
Yeah, so we can't.
Everybody, we're going to get a lot of hate. Jimmy don't care about sports no more.
You're not a purist no more?
Man, F purist. Yo, you know how many good TV shows right now, dog?
Game of amusement.
Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, like, yo. Orange is the new black.
DVR, man. I still always go sports on the live tip and shows on the DVR tip.
I go sports on the live tip too, but shout out to TNT and ESPN for making it so I don't need a ticket no more. Because all they're going to show is Golden State and Cleveland.
And shout out to the people who act like this is like different from the Miami Heat thing. Like y'all said this was gonna happen to the league then. Okay, it's still a part of that cycle. Like, shout out to DJ Willie G saying that dumb shit. It's still a part of that cycle. This was still started by what happened.
Willie, if you don't throw no bars back, we know you ain't watched this whole video too, Paul.
Yeah, he ain't gonna watch. That's why I can say anything I want right now.
He ain't supporting.
Yeah. All right, man. How we end these again?
Listen, man, I'll take us out of here, man. Listen, everybody subscribe to the channel. Listen to the podcast. Share it. Give us your opinion on any forum that we share it on. This has been another episode of Inside the War. We're kind of long rambling because we've been very emotional about the KD nonsense. With that being said, as we always say, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the words against ignorance. And we'll see you chumps on top. You know what I'm saying?
What you doing goes against our whole motto.
It's not mediocrity. Golden State won in 90 games.
Kuwait is the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.